Guys, why did no one emulate this? No, not the DX7. Specifically, this one feature of the DX7 II. Released in 1987, the DX7 II is the sequel to the iconic Yamaha DX7. Since then, in the 21st century, developers have made plug-in emulations of the first instrument. You might be familiar with FM7, now FM8, possibly the freeware Dexed, Plogue's OPS7, and Arturia's DX7 V. The DX7 II introduces some features not found on the DX7 I, including multi-timbrality, letting you play two presets together in a performance, a cleaner 16-bit sound as opposed to the 8-bit sound of the DX7 Mark I, a more complex level scaling option called fractional scaling, only possible with a cartridge installed, and Unison modes. These plugins, namely the ones that I mentioned, include some of these features to a degree. OPS7, for instance, lets you play two sounds at once, whereas with others, if you want multi-timbrality, you can layer sounds together in your DAW or in something like Unify. When it comes to advanced key scaling, plugins like FM8 and Arturia's DX7 V have a multi-breakpoint envelope allowing you to define your own shapes and curves, and you could even imitate the city skyline shape of fractional scaling too. So that's covered. In addition to that, many of these plugins come with their own built-in effects and sequencers, a plus for many. But what's my very weird, very nitpicky, hyperfixated hang-up with all of this? There's one feature missing. This feature is something that is present on the DX7 II and not so much in the plugins, and it may not matter to you, but it matters to a very neurotic me. That feature is Unison. Now, okay, before anyone points out that some of these plugins do have a Unison mode, or at least some form of Unison detuning, as you can see here, the Unison on the DX7 II is different, and I want that sound. I want more of that sound. I want whatever this synth was smoking. Something that this instrument does with its Unison mode is it slightly alters the timbre of the transients in a way that I've not been able to recreate in these emulations. Funnily enough, the one plugin that can get me kind of close to that sound is Phaseplant. In Phaseplant's oscillators, there is a Unison button with different Unison modes. The default is smooth, but the one that sounds closest to how it's done on the DX7 II, at least to my ears, is the synthetic mode. This Unison mode effect really only mostly affects the attacks of the sound because once the sound sustains, it's just a matter of detuning. On FM synths like this, there is keysync. Keysync means that all of the oscillators will start at the same phase, at 0. I think, although I'm not sure, that something similar is happening with the Unison mode, where the two voices playing at the same time are kind of starting in sync. And what it's doing is it's producing this weird sort of like phasing type sound. So I have a sound here. And this right now is in non-Unison mode, but if I put it in Unison mode, it now sounds like this, and this is with no detuning. Back in non-Unison mode. It's shifting the timbre into something else. Over here I have a similar sound on OPS 7. OPS 7 allows you to have two voices playing at once, and you can detune the voices if you want. I have no detuning on this, just like on this. Now, if I were to go ahead and detune this, we could still hear that weird kind of timbre shift at the very start, the very attack of the sound, but then, of course, it detunes and it shifts. I've not heard this done anywhere else. Personally, I think it's a cool sound. Oh, I don't have a modulation on that sound. Oh well. Even though I do have the real one right here, I like this sound and I would like to emulate it. I mean, I want that option. I'd like to hear more of that Unison sync sound, which seems unique really only to the DX7 II. I don't think it'd be that hard to implement, and I don't know what Arturia's plans are for their own plugin. It is kind of old now. I think it was released 10 years ago this year. As for OPS 7, I remember watching a video with the developer talking about how strict the code was, and it's meant to emulate the DX7 Mark I, so I don't know how hard it would be to try and now tackle the 2 on top of that. Now FM8, well, yeah. Well, if you made it this far, thanks for putting up with my insane ramblings. While I'd really like to see this feature added in at least one of these emulations in a kind of DX7 II mode, I'm not really asking or demanding the developers to do anything. They have their own plans, and as I mentioned and showed, I already have the 2 right here. Surely it can't be that hard to add that Unison mode. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about here. Only one pretty inconsequential feature that I'm just super neurotic about it. Don't know why, but I am. That's it, and I'll see you again in the next video whenever that comes out. See you then. Bye.